Hello everyone. Welcome to the last session on circles. The topic is intersection of a line and a circle. So here you can see that there are three different figures. Figure 1, figure 2 and then the third one. In the first case we have a circle and a line. Here, as can be seen clearly, the line is not touching the circle at all. In the second diagram, we are having the line to be touching the circle. It is just grazing the surface of the circle here. And in the last possibility, the last case, we have the line to be intersecting the circle at two different points. These are the exhaustive possibilities. Line cannot touch the circle at all. Line will be touching the circle at exactly one point, or the line will be intersecting the circle at two different points. Let us analyze each of these situations. Now, whenever the line is not intersecting with the circle at any point, when the line does not touch the circle at any point, as can be seen clearly from this diagram, we have the radius of the circle to be less than the length of perpendicular which is drawn from the center of the circle to the given line. We have the center of the circle here. From the center of the circle, we draw a perpendicular to the given line, which I have marked as equal to the length L. So in this first case, we are having the radius of the circle to be less than the length of the perpendicular, which is drawn from the center to the given line. Now in the second case, that means when the line is touching the circle at exactly one point, in other words, whenever the line is a tangent to the circle, the radius of the circle will be equal to the length of perpendicular which is taken from the center of the circle drawn to the given line. And the last possibility, when the line is intersecting with the circle at two different points, you are having the radius of the circle to be greater than the length of the perpendicular which is drawn from the center to the given line. Now, based on these three conditions, we would be interested in the last condition. Whenever we have a line to be intersecting the circle at two different points, as in this particular diagram, let us suppose that the points of intersection of the line with the circle as A and B. Then we call this segment AB of the line as chord. AB will become chord of the circle. Now, how does one find the length of perpendicular which is taken from a particular point to the given line? If you have the equation of the line as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 and the center of the given circle may be as the point x1 comma y1, then the length of the perpendicular is obtained using the formula ax1 plus by1 plus c whole divided by square root of a squared plus b squared. And when we have the coordinates of the center of the circle as minus g comma minus f, we will be substituting x1 is equal to minus g, y1 is equal to minus f to compute the value of L, which is the length of perpendicular. We shall consider a few remarks which is based on these 3 points, that is whenever the radius is less than L, whenever r is equal to L and whenever r is greater than L. The first remark we have, these would be useful for us in getting to few problems related to the same concept. The length of the chord of the circle, when the circle is given in the general form of the circle x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0, which is intercepted by the x-axis. Intercepted by the x-axis is, I shall denote the length of the chord as L here, and the formula is 2 into square root of g squared minus c. Now what is the meaning of this? We have a circle here which is being intercepted by the x-axis. What is the meaning of intercepted by the x-axis? X-axis will be intersecting the circle at two different points as in this diagram. The points of intersection I could mark here as AB. Then what happens to the length of the chord, which is AB? Length of the chord then will be equal to 2 into root of g squared minus c. Similarly, if I want to find the length of the chord intercepted by the y-axis, how does the diagram look like? We have the usual Cartesian coordinate system here, that is the x-axis and the y-axis. We now have a circle. We have a circle which is being intersected by the y-axis at two different points, maybe CD. When you know the equation of the circle in the general form, then as in case 1, we could be finding out the length of the intercept made by the y-axis also. What then will be the length of the chord intercepted by the y-axis, which we consider as remark 2, length of chord of the circle, again in the general form, which is x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0, which is being intercepted by the y-axis, is given by, let me denote it again as equal to L here, and the formula comes as 2 into root of f squared minus c. Length of the chord intercepted by x-axis is 2 root g squared minus c, and if it is intercepted by the y-axis, then you have the formula as 2 into root of f squared minus c. How does one find the length of the chord which is intersected by a general line, neither the x-axis nor the y-axis? That means we have a circle here, we have a certain circle. Alright, we have a circle here, and you are given a line in the form maybe ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Equation of a line in the general form again. Equation of the circle will be given. Equation of the line would also be given. How does one find the chord, length of the chord which is being intersected by the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0? For that we use the third remark. We have the third remark for the same. Length of chord which is the intercept of the circle. Length of chord of the circle in the general form x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0, which is being intersected by the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is L is equal to 2 into square root of r squared minus p squared. The formula changes here. L will be equal to 2 into root of r squared minus p squared, where we have r is equal to radius of the circle, which is root of g squared plus f squared minus c, and p will be equal to length of the perpendicular which is drawn from the center of the circle to the given line, and which is to be found out using the formula modulus ax1 plus by1 plus c whole divided by square root of a squared plus b squared. Here we need to be placing the values of x1 and y1 as coordinates of the center of the circle, which will be g squared minus g comma minus f. Let us consider the third remark now, based on the same intersection of line and a circle. What is the third remark? Third remark will be the fourth remark. Third remark is done to the side. The fourth remark, condition for a circle to touch the x-axis. Condition for the circle x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0 to touch the coordinate axis, to touch the x-axis and then the y-axis. Again, this is best understood with the help of a diagram. So I have here the Cartesian coordinate system, that is the x-axis and the y-axis. I have a circle. Here. Equation of the circle is assumed to be in the general form. When the equation of the circle is in the general form, coordinates of the center can be taken as minus g comma minus f. Now from the center, I shall be dropping a perpendicular to the x-axis. When I take a perpendicular which is drawn from the center of the circle, which is marked A, AB is drawn perpendicular to the x-axis here. A comes as the center of the circle, so with the coordinates minus g comma minus f, we clearly will be having this length OB is equal to x coordinate of the center, that comes as minus g, and this AB will be equal to y coordinate of the center, and hence it will be equal to minus f. Incidentally, AB also happens to be the radius, isn't it? So clearly, this would suggest to us that the radius is nothing but y coordinate of the center. What is the y coordinate of the center here for us? It is nothing but minus f. But how does one compute the radius of the circle when the equation of the circle is known to us? Radius formula is given by root of g squared plus f squared minus c, and here you are equating the same to minus f. How do we eliminate square root from an equation? You will have to square the equation throughout. Thereby, you have g squared plus f squared minus c is equal to minus f the whole squared has to give me plus f squared. F squared and f squared get cancelled out. We then have g squared minus c equal to 0, which is then rewritten as g squared is equal to c. So whenever a circle is touching the x-axis, then we will be having the condition as g squared is equal to c. Similarly, whenever there is a circle which is touching the y-axis, as in this case, if there is a circle which is touching the y-axis, then using a similar concept you will be having the radius of the circle is equal to minus g, that is the x coordinate of the center. A similar working will yield us the condition as f squared is equal to c. So if you are having g squared equal to c, then the circle will be touching the x-axis. If we have f squared equal to c, the circle is said to touch the y-axis. So here we complete the condition. Condition for the equation of the circle in the general form to touch the x-axis is g squared equal to c. The fifth condition will be for the same circle x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0 to touch the y-axis. And the condition as clearly suggested comes as x squared is equal to c. This we have proved already, f squared is equal to c. And when we club both the fifth and the fourth remarks, we are getting the condition for a circle to touch both the coordinate axis as g squared equal to x squared equal to c. So what is this giving me? This gives a condition wherein the given circle in the general form to touch both the x-axis and the y-axis. We are just clubbing the fourth and the fifth remarks. Now let us consider a few questions which is based on the above set, which is from exercise 15.3. We have the first question on the same. Show that the circle equation of the circle is given to us as x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 12y plus 16 equal to 0. Show that the circle touches the x-axis. What is the condition for a circle to touch the x-axis? Just now we have seen it as g squared equal to c. So here we should be verifying for the same condition. If the above circle has to touch the x-axis, then this condition 4 must be true. So what do we have to do? We will have to first find the parameters called g, f and c. For that we need to compare the given circle to the general circle. This would imply 2g is equal to minus 8, which is coefficient of x. 2f will be coefficient of y, which is 12. Constant c, which is equal to 16. That means g is equal to minus 4, f is equal to plus 6. Now let us verify if g squared equal to c is true or not. So here, LHS of the above condition is g squared. We have g squared as minus 4 the whole square, that is 16. And in the RHS of the condition we have c. We have the value for c equal to 16. Clearly we have LHS equal to RHS. So the condition g squared equal to c is verified. Therefore, the circle touches the x-axis. Circle touches the x-axis. The second question. Find the length of the chord. Find the length of the chord of the circle x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y plus 5 equal to 0, which is intersected by the x-axis. Intersected by the x-axis. Length of a chord of a circle which is intersected by the x-axis. Formula is 2 into root of g squared minus c. That means we need to find first the values of g and c. So let us compare the equation of the given circle x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y plus 5 is equal to 0 with the general equation of the circle, which gives us eventually 2g is equal to minus 6, 2f is equal to 4, c is equal to 5. Thereby g is minus 3, f is equal to plus 2. Let us substitute in the above formula. So the length of the chord L will be equal to 2 into root of g squared has to give me 9 minus c will be minus 5. Simplifying this, 9 minus 5 will be 4, square root of 4 will be 2, 2 into 2 will be equal to 4. Thereby the length of the chord will be equal to 4 units. Next question. We have a different one now. Find the value of k if the line 3x plus y plus k is equal to 0. Find if the line touches the circle whose equation is x squared plus y squared minus 2x minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. Find the value of k if the line touches the given circle. This is again best analyzed with the help of a diagram. So let me draw a rough circle such that there is a tangent to the circle. Whenever they say that a line, particular line is touching the circle, it only means that the line becomes a tangent to the circle. So here we have drawn the tangent to the circle. Equation is given to us as 3x plus 4y plus 3x plus y plus k equal to 0. Now let me draw a perpendicular from the center of the circle to the given line. So you have this as the radius, this to be the length of the perpendicular. Whenever the line becomes a tangent to the given circle, then the radius will be equal to length of perpendicular drawn from the center of the circle to the given line. Okay, so here equation of the circle is given to us. What is the equation of the circle? X squared plus y squared minus 2x minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. Let us first compute the radius and find out the coordinates of the center of the given circle. Now this would imply 2g coefficient of x, which is minus 2, 2f coefficient of y, which is minus 4, with a constant c is equal to minus 5. Therefore, we have g as minus 1, f is equal to minus 2, c is equal to minus 5. What happens to the coordinates of the center then? Center of the circle minus g comma minus f will be equal to 1 comma 2. What is the radius of the circle given by? Radius of the circle formula is r is equal to square root of g squared plus f squared minus c. Let us compute the radius here. R will be equal to root of g squared is 1, f squared will be 4, minus c has to give me minus of minus 5, which is plus 5. So you have the radius which is equal to square root of 10. R will be equal to square root of 10 units. Now we have to find out the length of perpendicular which is drawn from the center of the circle to the given line. L equal to length of perpendicular which is drawn from the center. Center we have marked as the point A here, whose coordinates we found to be 1 comma 2. So I shall consider the point as 1 comma 2 to the line. What is the line equation given? 3x plus y plus k equal to 0. And what is the length of perpendicular formula? We shall recollect length of perpendicular as modulus ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a squared plus b squared, and here we have x1 comma y1 as 1 comma 2 and the equation of the line as 3x plus y plus k equal to 0. I am using the same formula here, and I have the length of the perpendicular L is equal to 3 into 1 plus 2 plus k, 4 divided by square root of 3 squared plus 1 squared. Let me simplify this. You are getting L then is equal to 3 plus 2, which is 5, plus k divided by square root of 10. Now I will use the condition given. When the line becomes a tangent to the circle, radius will be equal to L. So what do we have here? We have R is equal to L. And this condition gets us square root of 10, which is equal to modulus of 5 plus k divided by square root of 10. I have to solve this particular equation to find the value of k. What do I have to do now? I shall be cross multiplying so that it gives me square root of 10 into square root of 10, which is equal to 10, which is now equal to modulus of 5 plus k. I have eliminated the fraction by cross multiplying. Now I need to eliminate the modulus function here. To eliminate the modulus function, I have got two methods. Say suppose if you are having x is equal to modulus a, then this would imply x will be equal to plus or minus a. This is one method. And in the second method, to eliminate the modulus here, I need to square the equation. So what is the alter method here? I will be squaring here. You get x squared is equal to a squared. So that when you take root on both the sides, you are finding x is equal to plus or minus a. The same concept I will be using here also. Instead of squaring here, I shall be considering positive and negative counterparts of LHS of the above equality. So this has to give me plus or minus 10 is equal to 5 plus k. You have two possibilities, plus LHS equal to 5 plus k, or minus of the LHS is equal to the same RHS, which is 5 plus k. Two different linear equations which we have to solve. Now this clearly would imply the value for k is equal to 10 minus 5, which is 5, or k is equal to minus 10 minus 5, which is going to be minus 15. So when the given line is touching the given circle, then the value of k will either be equal to 5 or it has to be equal to minus 15. So this is about this chapter called circles. Thank you all for watching this video.